welcome back. Now today we're going to be changing the belt and tensioner on this 2009 Pontiac G8 V6. Now overall that sounds pretty easy. The belt replacement should just be pretty simple and straightforward. The tensioner on the other hand, 2 bolts, sounds pretty easy. There is a bolt behind the power steering pump pulley. That is where the trick is going to come into play. So let's just go ahead and get started into this. Now first thing is first, take 2 7mm, loosen this clamp and that clamp so that we can go ahead and remove this part of the air box out of our way, as well as this air duct hose. Get that out of our way. Now we can reach everything. Now you can use a tool, the specialty tool, or I'm just going to use this 1/2" drive ratchet to release the tension on the belt and remove the belt. Now try to remember where everything went. It should be pretty simple to reroute the belt. Now as we recall, we'll start at the tensioner. It goes around the tensioner, bottom side of the alternator, over the water pump, over to the power steering, to the idler pulley, around the idler pulley to the AC, under the crank, and then back over to the tension. Now I've seen on forums where people will actually loosen up the power steering pump and move it out of their way in order to get to that 1 bolt. For me, I'm going to go ahead and take my pulley puller, get the pulley out of the way because that's what really it is, and then just reinstall the pulley itself. Now as you can see, we can get to our 2 13mm bolts. The one there we could already get to, but that one was almost directly behind the pulley. So now we can finally get that out of the way. Now, the center bolt. Center bolt, of course, is relatively easy. And there it is. Now we have this nice new one that's going to go in place. I'm going to start by putting this on and getting the center bolt started. And then I'll take the 2 outer bolts, start them, and then tighten them all up. Now once I got them snugged up, I'll go back over them all, make sure they're good and tight. Don't over tighten them because it's threaded into aluminum and it's possible to strip. So you want some anti-seize on there for thread locker, but there it is. Now to put the pulley back on the power steering pump. There it is. Alright, now it's time to reroute the belt. So, this is a new one. It's pretty stiff. It's going to be difficult at first, but we'll get it. So I'm going to start by replacing the grooves on top of the main crank pulley. And I'll actually come around the idler and go ahead and get the flat spot over the idler on the smooth side and start from there. I'm going to come under the crank all the way over to the AC. AC under the idler. back around the idler and over the power steering, over the water pump, and now hopefully you saw that. Now last part, the alternator is pretty easy to reach, so that's where I'm gonna actually put it back on at. So make sure it's tight, everything's in just as it should be. And there we go. All right. Now, I'm going to put all this back together and fire it back up. There we go. Alright, there it is. Now the tensioner is a little tedious just because of the power steering pump pulley. Other than that, the belt's pretty simple. So for the most part, if you got the tools or you have to go get a loaner tool for the pulley puller, pretty much can do this at home by yourself and save you quite a bit of time and money. Now hopefully this information proved helpful to you. As always, thanks for watching.